Did you know that something as small as your daily cup of soup or skipping one little pill could be quietly harming your heart? High blood pressure doesn't always come with warning signs, but the damage can be real and dangerous. In this video, we'll uncover 7 common mistakes many seniors make without even realizing it. These aren't scary medical lectures, just real talk, practical advice, and a few stories from folks just like you. So stick around. You might just change your future. If you're ready to take back control, hit that like, subscribe, and share to help others too. Let's start with the most common mistake I see seniors make: skipping their blood pressure medication or stopping it altogether without checking in with their doctor. And look, I get it. If you feel fine, it's easy to think, why am I still taking this? But here's the truth. Feeling fine doesn't always mean your blood pressure is under control. That medication might be the very reason you're feeling okay in the first place. As someone who's worked with older adults for decades, I've seen how this one habit can quietly lead to serious trouble. Blood pressure is sneaky. It doesn't usually come with pain or warning signs until something big happens, like a stroke or a heart issue. And once that happens, it's a tough road back. Let me tell you about John, a 68-year-old retiree living in sunny Florida. He was active, loved fishing, and always kept up with his doctor's visits. One day he figured he didn't need his blood pressure meds anymore. "I feel great," he told himself. So he stopped. No big deal, right? Well, about a month later, he ended up in the hospital after a minor stroke. Luckily, he recovered, but that scare was all it took for him to realize how important it is to stick with the plan. Your medication isn't just a pill, it's protection. It keeps the pressure steady, helps your heart work less, and lowers your risk of something serious catching you off guard. But it only works if you take it the way your doctor prescribed. So here's the takeaway. Never stop your meds just because you feel fine. Always talk to your doctor first. If something's bothering you, maybe side effects or costs, bring it up. There are always options, and your health is worth the conversation. And remember, taking your meds isn't a sign of weakness. It's a smart move for a stronger, healthier future. Now let's talk about something a lot of folks don't realize is affecting their blood pressure. Salt that hides in plain sight. You might think, well, I don't use a salt shaker much, so I should be fine. But here's the thing. Most of the salt we eat doesn't come from the salt shaker. It's already packed inside the foods we buy, especially the ones that come in cans, boxes, or freezer bags. Over the years, I've had countless conversations with patients who truly believed they were eating healthy. They'd say, "Doc, I'm eating low-fat meals, or I always buy the heart-healthy stuff." And while their intentions were spot on, the reality was those healthy options were loaded with sodium. You've really got to read the labels, because just like sugar hides in places you'd never expect, so does salt. Let me share a story about Linda, a 72-year-old woman from Ohio. She lived alone and liked to keep meals simple: canned soups, frozen dinners, and sandwich meats. Easy, right? She figured it was a smart, low-effort way to stay on track. But during one checkup, we noticed her blood pressure creeping up. Turns out the healthy soup she ate every day had over 1,000 milligrams of sodium in just one serving. That's nearly half of the daily recommended amount in one bowl. When Linda made the switch to homemade soups and fresh ingredients, nothing fancy, just things like chicken, veggies, and a few herbs, her blood pressure dropped back into a healthier range in just a few weeks. So here's your takeaway. Don't let packaging fool you. Just because something says light, low fat, or even heart healthy doesn't mean it's low in sodium. Start flipping the box over and checking the label. Aim for items with less than 140 milligrams of sodium per serving. Or better yet, go fresh when you can. Rinse canned beans or vegetables. Add flavor with herbs, lemon juice, garlic, or pepper instead of salt. Your heart will thank you, and so will your taste buds once they adjust. Now that you're paying attention to what's on your plate, let's talk about something just as important, but often overlooked. How often you're actually checking your blood pressure. A lot of folks figure, I'll let my doctor handle it once or twice a year. And while those checkups are important, they only show a tiny snapshot of what's really going on. Your blood pressure changes throughout the day, depending on what you've eaten, how well you slept, your stress level, and even whether you climbed a flight of stairs or took a nap. In my years of working with seniors, I've seen so many people feel totally blindsided when their doctor says, your numbers are high. They respond, but I felt fine. That's the tricky part. You can't always feel high blood pressure. It doesn't give you warning signs until something serious happens. That's why regular home monitoring is such a game changer. Let me introduce you to George, a 75-year-old Vietnam vet from Texas. He was doing everything right, taking his meds, eating better, even walking every day. But his blood pressure still seemed high at his checkups. So I suggested he start checking it at home, just once in the morning and once in the evening. After a few days, he noticed a pattern. His numbers were great in the morning, but spiked every evening. Turns out the timing of his medication needed a small tweak. His doctor adjusted it, and George saw real improvement within a week. No guesswork, no stress, just better control. Here's your takeaway. Don't leave it all up to the doctor's office. Get yourself a home monitor. They're affordable, easy to use, and many have big screens and memory functions made for folks just like us. Pick a consistent time to take your reading, like before breakfast or after dinner. Sit calmly, feet flat, arm resting on a table, and track those numbers. Write them down or use a simple app. Then bring that log to your next appointment. It helps your doctor see the full picture and keeps your treatment plans sharp and personalized. Remember, knowledge is power, and in this case, it just might save your life. Once you've got the hang of checking your blood pressure regularly, the next step is looking at what might be causing those numbers to climb. And one of the biggest culprits is something we all deal with: stress. Now you might be thinking, well, I don't feel that stressed. But stress doesn't always show up as panic attacks or dramatic outbursts. Sometimes it's just that constant feeling of being tense, tired, or overwhelmed. Maybe you're worried about bills, your grandkids, or your health. Maybe you can't sleep as well as you used to. That low buzz of worry, day after day, can do a number on your body, especially your heart. Over the years, I've seen this in so many of my patients. Their diets are good, they take their medication, they're even exercising, but their blood pressure is still too high. And when we dig a little deeper, we find out they've been carrying around a lot of unspoken stress. Take Maria, for example. She's a 69-year-old retired school teacher from California. After her husband passed away, she stayed busy taking care of others, but rarely paused to take care of herself. Her doctor noticed her blood pressure creeping up and recommended trying something new. Just a simple yoga class at the local senior center. She was skeptical at first, but within a few weeks, not only was she sleeping better and feeling more relaxed, her blood pressure readings actually improved. She told me, it's the first time in years I felt like I had room to breathe, and you don't have to do yoga to get the same benefits. Just taking a walk outside, listening to calming music, calling a friend, or spending 10 minutes doing slow, deep breathing can make a huge difference. The goal isn't perfection, it's finding small ways to let go of tension every day. Here's your takeaway. Don't brush off stress as just part of life. It might be what's quietly raising your numbers. Take time to unwind, even if it's just for a few minutes. Your heart and your peace of mind will thank you for it. Now that we've talked about the toll stress can take on your heart, let's look at the flip side. What your body needs to bounce back and to stay strong. And that, plain and simple, is movement. One of the biggest mistakes I see, especially as folks get older, is assuming rest is always the best medicine. I'm retired now, they say. I've earned the right to relax. And while that's true, you have earned your rest. It doesn't mean sitting all day is doing your body any favors. Too much sitting and too little moving can quietly raise your blood pressure, even if everything else looks good on paper. The good news is, you don't need to hit the gym or run marathons. I've had patients see big improvements just by adding small bits of activity into their daily routines. Take Thomas, a 70-year-old retired train conductor from New York. After a knee surgery, he got into the habit of spending most of his days on the couch watching TV. He wasn't lazy, he just didn't know how to get started again. During a checkup, his blood pressure had gone up, and he was feeling tired all the time. His doctor suggested one simple change: take a 20-minute walk around the block every day. It sounded easy enough, so he gave it a try. After a few weeks, he noticed he could walk farther without getting winded. A few months in, his blood pressure dropped, his energy came back, and he even lost a few pounds. Now that walk is the best part of his day. So here's your takeaway. Movement is medicine. Whether it's walking, stretching, gardening, or even dancing around the kitchen to your favorite oldies, if it gets your blood flowing, it's helping your heart. Start small. 5 minutes today, 10 minutes tomorrow. Just keep moving. It's not about being fast or fit. It's about being active and independent. Your body was made to move, and every step you take brings you closer to a healthier, more confident you. After getting into the habit of moving more, there's another piece of the puzzle that often goes unnoticed: what we're sipping on throughout the day. That's right. Caffeine and alcohol might seem harmless, even comforting, but for many older adults, too much of either can quietly push blood pressure higher. I've had patients tell me, "Doc, I only drink a little coffee," or "it's just a glass of wine with dinner." And that may be true, but over time, even small habits can add up. Caffeine, found in coffee, tea, sodas, and even chocolate, is a stimulant. It gives you that energy boost, sure, but it can also tighten your blood vessels and speed up your heart rate. The result? Higher blood pressure, especially if your body is sensitive to it. Then there's alcohol. A drink now and then isn't usually a big deal, but when it becomes a daily habit or more than a glass or two, it can interfere with your medication, disturb your sleep, raise your blood pressure, and even lead to weight gain or mood swings. Let me tell you about Eleanor, a 74-year-old grandmother from Illinois. She loves starting her day with 2 big mugs of coffee and ending it with a glass, or sometimes 2, of wine. But lately, she'd been feeling jittery, having heart flutters, and her blood pressure readings were all over the place. After we talked, she decided to cut her coffee to 1 cup in the morning and save wine for just the weekends. Within a few weeks, she noticed a huge difference: more stable energy, better sleep, and no more heart palpitations. The takeaway? You don't have to give these things up entirely. Just pay attention. Try switching to decaf after your first cup, or replacing that afternoon soda with water or herbal tea. And if you enjoy a drink, stick to moderation. 1 glass, not 3. Your body changes as you age, and how it handles caffeine and alcohol changes too. So be kind to it. Be mindful. A few small changes can help your heart stay steady, your mind clear, and your days feel more balanced. Now that we've covered how your daily drinks can impact your heart, let's talk about something just as important: your relationship with your doctor. You might be doing all the right things, taking your meds, eating better, walking every day. But if you're not talking openly with your healthcare provider, you could still be missing something critical. I can't tell you how many times I've had patients hold back during appointments. Maybe they were embarrassed, didn't want to bother me, or just figured their issue wasn't worth mentioning. But here's the truth. Your doctor can't help with what they don't know. Whether it's a new ache, a strange side effect, or even a question about your medication, that information matters. Let me tell you about Frank, a 77-year-old retired truck driver from Georgia. He started getting dizzy spells but didn't mention them for months. He thought it was just part of getting older, but during a routine visit, he finally brought it up. Turned out his blood pressure medication dosage was a little too high for his current needs. His doctor adjusted it, and just like that, no more dizzy spells, and his blood pressure stayed in check. One small conversation made a big difference. You don't have to wait for your next yearly checkup to speak up. Most clinics have phone lines or online portals now, and if something doesn't feel right, say so. You're not complaining, you're advocating for yourself. Also, don't forget to bring your blood pressure readings to your appointments. It gives your doctor a better view of your day-to-day health, not just what happens during a quick office visit. The more complete the picture, the better your care. Here's your takeaway. Open communication is just as important as any pill or exercise routine. Your doctor's on your team, but they can only play their part if you share yours. So speak up, ask questions, and don't leave anything unsaid. Your health depends on it, and you deserve care that's tailored to your real life. You've just heard real stories from real people. Proof that small, smart choices can lead to big health wins. Whether it's taking your meds on time, cutting back on salt, or simply going for a walk, every step counts. This week, choose just one habit to improve. Stick with it and watch how your body responds. Your heart doesn't need perfection, just consistent care. If this video helped you or reminded you of someone you love, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Stay with us for more senior-friendly wellness tips right here at Wellness Nest Daily, where better health begins one day at a time.